Officials confirmed one of the 3 people shot and killed was rapper King Von from Chicago, who was here last night with friends, where a total of 6 people were. One of them, a rapper Davon Bennett, who goes by the stage name King Von.
Over here, brother. Yo, you better watch out. This is my brother, okay? Hey, come on, chill.
The King Von case has been reopened in the Atlanta court system after new evidence reveals the truth. It begins with OTF Vonnie's father revealing King Von was set up by Lil Durk. I know how it sounds, but this new evidence lines up perfectly.
I'm gonna give you this. It's a back door and I got all the pieces. That's all I'm gonna tell you. As Durk asked Vonnie, is it open? Vonnie told him it's off the hinges.
Wait. Are you talking about the Von? Like King Von?
Listen very carefully. When the payment was made to Little Tim, the next day or the same day, Durk asked Vonnie, was it open? This is what he asked him. Was it open? This was the exact words, was it open? He told him it's off the hinges.
Are you saying that Vonnie backdoor King Von? No way. That was right here.
You heard what I just said. Guess what? You need motive first, right? Yeah. I got bankers that'll testify that or will make a contract or make a statement to you and let you know that this is the amount of money he had, this is what he had, this is that another. You need motive first and foremost. I got text messages from the lawyer letting you know that who told on Durk before, who told on Von before he.
Academics asked Vonnie's father why Durk would want King Von gone, as he gave a good motive for it.
Why would Durk want Von?
Let me give you this. First of all, you didn't sign your rights over. You ain't in no 360 deal. First of all, you can't bring nobody into the business and they surpass you. How you bring me to the table when I pass you up? Don't nobody want their chief spot taken, do they?
That's an interesting
dude was
thing.
A select. Dude was a. He was signing the boys. He was signing. He was a. Von wasn't no.
That's interesting. I did find out that Von didn't have any contractual ties to Durk like that, which was interesting.
I mean, come on, man. He wasn't even signed to him. How's this his friend? He lied on Breakfast Club and said, "Hey, you think your man would be sitting here with $300,000 worth of jewelry on and he not have an attorney? He had a public defender."
But a Durk fan couldn't help but notice the trend between Durk on Instagram Live while people he's involved with pass, with it sharing. Vonnie's dad leaking that Durk had Von dealt with is making me wonder why Durk goes on Instagram Live when he's connected to someone passing. He went on live the minute when Von, Lil Pab, and FBG Duck passed away. As fans believe, Durk uses himself being on Instagram as an alibi to prove he wasn't involved. But with Durk taken in on M for higher charges, just because he was on Instagram doesn't mean he wasn't behind it. OTF Vonnie's father is upset his son turned federal. With it announced, Vonnie's father reveals Vonnie allegedly orchestrated Lil Pab and King Von's hits.
Oh no, he ain't take my advice. He ain't respond no back to me because this is on a tablet. He on a jail tablet when I sent that to him. He ain't respond nothing else to him. I told you he can't take my advice because they playing. They made themselves get caught. This is what come along with it. They wanted to get caught. You understand me?
So, that's what you meant by trenches of paint. Okay.
What you mean trenches what?
Was it you that said that? With the whole narrative about Vonnie snitching with the text messages, like that's.
Yeah. I don't know who said that, but that was me.
But that was a focus. Everybody was trying to make it seem like that's what the text messages was about.
That's just saying what he finna cop out to and this, that, and and with me saying Von, some people like, damn, what he gonna tell on some words on Von?
I ain't gonna lie, I said that in my video. I'm intrigued to know what the Von name was for.
No, he ain't gonna tell him no Von. You gonna tell it just like you orchestrated Lil Pab, you orchestrated this. And guess who you work for?
However, new records in King Von's passing suggest that he was alive after 2 surgeries in the hospital. He woke up after the 2nd surgery and got startled by the nurse, which resulted in his passing.
And Von made it through 2 surgeries. He had 3 surgeries ago. He made it through 2 surgeries. And then after the 2nd surgery, he hopped off the bed and started fighting the nurse and said where his gun at. And he died because he went into shock. So he was making 2 surgeries. How hours later, Kayla talking about he fought the nurse. She the one told me that. His mama didn't even know that. How you knowing what's going on inside the hospital that quick?
Because she was there at the hospital.
But the police records also suggest that King Von got backdoored, which is what Vonnie's father said, because a close friend of King Von came out to say that Von paid for bodyguards to protect him. Yet when the brawl went down, they ran away and effectively did nothing.
His security guard let him walk. You get paid he get paid to protect. How the you let him walk over and fight? You ain't supposed to let him fight. He ain't supposed to be touching nobody. Security guard, if anything, you make sure Quando them leave. Whoever else they was with, you make sure they leave. How you let him walk over somebody that's the reason y'all here, the reason everybody in this parking lot here, because this man right here making the money and y'all his entourage. But that security guard, it's something fishy with him. That's why he deleted his Instagram. I definitely feel like it's foul play. I don't know where it's coming from, but I definitely feel like it's some weird shit going on.
As the police body cam footage shows Von's friends, but not one bodyguard.
No. Yo, you sit over here. You sit over here, brother. Yo, you better watch out. Hey, brother. This is my brother, okay? Hey, come on, chill. You come with me, okay? Okay. You, get out the car. Out the car.
He's shot.
Okay.
Calm down, he's shot.
Okay. Get out the car. I gotta go to the hospital, my leg. Yeah, we gonna get you to the hospital.
But to get the full story on how King Von passed, the police detailed the events of what happened on that night. On November 5th, 2020, Von and his crew headed to a club in Atlanta to celebrate his welcome to O Block album. The night was supposed to be a massive celebration for the success King Von found in music after years of living the street life, but no one expected it to be cut short that night, because King Von was always aware of his surroundings. Growing up in a dangerous place like O Block, he knew how to defend and protect himself, which is why Von's crew had 20 members across 8 vehicles when they went to the club. Von always traveled heavy with his crew, and Von's manager spoke about it, mentioning that Von had a custom-made truck for safety.
I travel with one security that moves with Von, and he traveled with 2 more security. You know what I'm saying? Von traveled in a proof truck, and not only that, his guys are security, man. He travels with 10 to 15 guys daily. They protect and love Von more than any security would. We're like, I think we're about 8-10 cars deep, 20-25 on entourage.
However, something on this night was different. Von and his team were supposed to go back to their hotels once the party ended, but for some reason, Von changed the plans.
Everybody mind leaving the club is that we're going to the hotel and the Airbnb, because that's normal routine. The club he went to, the after hours, wasn't getting paid for. I didn't have no acknowledgement of. His team didn't have no acknowledgement of. That was a complete Von decision.
As Von told his driver to go to the Monaco Lounge, which is just another club, but Von never told the other 7 cars they were going there.
Well, everybody else that was with us driving to the Airbnb, and Von literally went to the venue by himself. We got a call later from people in the car, like, hey bro, we here by, matter of fact, I think from his DJ was like, hey bro, you know we here by ourselves, like, where you guys at? And everybody rerouted to that venue.
Once they got to Monaco, the rest of the team was notified, turned their cars around, and headed for the new club. Luckily, they all got there before anything bad happened with Von's truck alone. But when Von's manager got there, he noticed Von wasn't acting like how he was in the party. Rather than being excited for the future and happy with his music success, he was silent in the back seat of his truck, sitting on his phone.
For some reason, Von wasn't himself. This man is like, I promise you, the best artist I ever moved in my life. For some reason that night, it was off. Like, he stayed in the car for like 30-35 minutes.
Eventually, his manager convinced Von to get out of the truck and go in the club. But with Von's security measures, they sent in a few guys into the club to make sure it was safe for Von.
I went to the car he was in. I was like, yo, Von. Went inside the passenger seat. I'm like, yo, Von, bro, what's going on? Like, you know, everybody here waiting, let's go. He was like, all right, let's go. We're telling security, hey, it's time to go in now. Von's ready. You know what I'm saying? We've been here too long. Let's go inside the club. They check the venue, go inside, check the outside, make sure there's no.
As this made Von's group smaller on the outside, where the real danger was, because Quando Rondo's crew was posted up in their white SUV in the parking lot. One of King Von's members noticed Quando was there and told Von immediately.
Now, right before we go inside the club, one of his homeboys, he came to the car and said, hey, so-and-so's here. And Von just jumped up like, oh, come on, let's go.
King Von instantly jumped out of his truck, as King Von and Quando had beefed online back and forth before, but Von was furious and wanted to confront him, as video footage catches Von in the white shirt going in front of the white SUV, pulling up on Quando and swinging on him.
He jumped out the car. By the time Von jumped out the car, I don't even think he knew where so-and-so was. He just jumped out the car. He bumped into so-and-so. As soon as he bumped into so-and-so, started brawling.
A couple of seconds into the brawl, Quando's friend Tim realizes Quando isn't winning, so he comes out from behind the white SUV with a firearm and hits King Von multiple times. Von's manager also got one in the leg. With King Von still having some of his friends outside, they instantly retaliated on Lil Tim with their own, making him fall to the ground only a few feet away. With the noise of clips going off in the area, 2 off-duty officers pulled up to the scene. Rather than trying to help the scene, they only made it worse by using their own firearms, as one of King Von's team members was hit and passed to the officers. While everybody is going back and forth with each other, King Von lies on the street with Quando beside him. Somehow Von stays awake through it all and holds Quando in front of him to shield himself.
And was he trying to take Von's chain, or?
Honest truth,
I don't think V-Roy had no jewelry on, and from the people that was a little bit closer, Vaughn was actually holding onto him like, man, you ain't going nowhere. Like, you here, like, even through getting he's that strong. Like, he was literally holding him.
But with Quando and his crew having enough and trying to leave the scene, they help up Quando and jump into their white SUV before speeding to the hospital. With the scene calming down, the race to save King Von's life started. His closest friend Muwop ran into the street and picked up King Von. He carried him to their getaway car that pulled up, and they went off to the same hospital. Members in the car detailed how Von was, even in his worst moments. His friends were worried for what might happen, but King Von assured everyone in the car that he'd make it.
When he was in the car, I myself wasn't there. The gentleman that was in the car with him was panicking, and Vaughn was the one that was like, hey, calm down, slow down, chill, I'm gonna be good, just get me to the hospital. And honest truth, we all thought that the way he was carrying himself, from that incident, from what I was told from the people in the car, that he would have been fine.
After arriving at the hospital, King Von was rushed into the operating room, as he made it through 2 surgeries but unfortunately passed. Sources close to Von claim he was looking for his firearm when he woke up because he was confused. In reality, he never had one. But it was strange to hear Boozy mention he didn't have a firearm 2 years ago.
I mean, like you said, the King Von situation, like there was absolutely no reason for Von to be rolling around with that dude. Like, there was no, especially since he had security, like, you know, someone should have jumped in. It should never even.
King Von
I almost feel like, but I almost feel like if you have real security,
all of them is supposed blast. I feel like they would have been more ready in Chicago.
Sad, man, sad. I mean, the whole King Von thing is really kind of hanging
me up,
over
bro.
everyone right now.
That me up, bro. Because I like King Von.
But the unfortunate end of King Von hit the news headlines.
This made national headlines as officials confirmed one of the 3 people was rapper King Von from Chicago, who was here last night with friends.
2 groups of individuals got into a physical altercation. That physical altercation escalated into an exchange of guns.
But with Quando and Lil Tim responsible, we finally heard from them talking on the situation. As Quando said, he wished it could have been handled differently.
Whoever on my side, they got kids and a mama that 100% love them. And at the end of the day, bro, all this bull that we talking about is stupid. That could have been handled a totally different way. It could have been handled to the point where a song and $3-4 million could have came out or whatever. Like, it could have got handled in a legit way, in a music way.
Even Lil Tim said something similar, saying he wishes it was avoided.
No, like, shit, I was just protecting my little brother.
When you did finally find out that it was King Von who did it, how'd you feel?
I was like, damn. If Brian did that stupid shit last night, he still would have been alive. That's how I was. But I was like, shit, I ain't no the type person I am. Like, I'm a humble person. I ain't no disrespect to like his mama saying f him and shit like that. Cause I could easily get on that type of stuff and be clout chasing type. Like, I ain't on that type. I'm a humble person, but it's like, they ain't never popped that shit off. That shit would have never happened like that.
Lil Tim survived his injuries at the hospital, but while he was still recovering, he was arrested and charged with the passing of King Von. However, Tim's lawyer got all the charges dropped after they claimed he acted in self-defense. As he stated, the case against Mr. Leaks, aka Lil Tim, was dismissed before ever being indicted, although Lil Durk and O-Block got their revenge, as they created a big-time hit against Quando's crew, which resulted in Quando's friend Lil Pab passing.
Right now, the search is on for 3 people who police say at a Savannah rapper, a member of his entourage. It happened in Los Angeles, and cameras captured the aftermath.
This is the exact crime that Durk was arrested for, and the reason he was charged with an M for hire. And it didn't take long for Durk to begin self-snitching on himself. As he rapped the lyrics, they like Durk, he a singer, he won't do something. You can believe whatever you want, I got your folks hit. And there's more lyrics of Durk mocking Quando's reaction, where he rapped, look on the news and see your son screaming no, as the news captured the moments Quando realized Lil Pab was gone, as he was yelling no, just like how Durk poked fun at him for.
This man, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight.
But with Durk locked up for the crime, it's reported he's getting snitched on by other members of OTF. It's written, the new OTF Ted body cam footage of him begging to snitch against Durk has changed this case. Durk's lawyers submitted paperwork for an extended time on their bond proposal, which makes you wonder what information does Ted know, as the bad news is that Ted is the younger brother of OTF Didi. In case you're unaware, Didi is Durk's main guy and hitter, meaning Ted could know a lot of inside information. But Ted first got involved when the feds arrested him for a firearm in his jeans pocket.
Really? Dude had a what about that? A man had a with an extended clip. That's cool though, right?
You would hope that OTF members would stay solid with each other, but Ted wasn't about it, as he completely broke down before entering the jail. He begged the officer and told him, "I swear I'll tell you all about the passings," as he hoped to get out of sitting behind bars.
Come on. Hey, stop it. Stop it.
I swear to God, I tell you, I will tell you, please, I swear, please.
Ted was seen in a waiting cell, and an officer came back to take information from him, as all he wanted to do was rat on members he knows were responsible and get out of jail.
Wait, hold on, you gotta relax for me, because I can't understand it. Relax. What's the number? 779, what you saying, man?
We're gonna see what we can do for you, alright?
We're gonna see what we can do for you. You gotta relax for me.
Relax, man. I'm gonna get a bus to prison. Relax.
Give me No, I'm saying, what are you talking about? I'm trying to get that.
However, some confusion happened when the last name of Ted was placed on the witness list for the feds, because fans thought it was Dee that flipped on Durk, but realistically it was his brother. Also, their cousin, who is OTF Vonnie, was said to be snitching. However, Durk's friend Bezu tried to quiet everyone down.
No motherfucker know what's going on, but them people that's in them courtrooms, man. For real. Them be false accusations. Y'all don't even know what the be going on for real. Y'all really be trying to play Inspector Gadget and all this. Y'all just be weird as hell. That's what I be talking about, man. Like, first y'all threw the jams rumors out there. Now y'all talking about Vonnie a snitch, gang. A snitch on what? Y'all don't even really know what's going on for real. On my kids, y'all really just be running. And that's why I don't participate in nothing that got to do with nothing illegal. Because of you motherfuckers, y'all be trying to get them put under the jail.
As we heard DJ Academic speak on whether Vonnie is snitching or not.
When you see Flacco post something, you almost gotta be like, look at this headline. Lil Durk found out his co-defendant OTF Vonnie, King Von cousin, filed for protective custody when they came to court. Okay. That sounds so crazy. This is why we have streams like this. This is, I'm not gonna get on anybody or anything like that, and I'm not gonna ever say that I haven't, maybe jumped maybe once in a while, but I definitely do aim to be correct, and I never try to be incorrect out of malice, right? This is why we love to bring up the paperwork and try to explain it, and also increase everyone's knowledge on stuff, because a lot of times these days the headline is way better than the story.
But this all goes to show the impact that the fall of King Von had on O-Block and OTF, because 5 other members of OTF were arrested for FBG Duck's passing in the following years. Now Durk is locked up. It seems like their presence is being wiped from the streets. Any members that are still left of OTF or that live in O-Block are worried for their life, as we saw how careful they have to be just across the street to see King Von's mural.
Check it out. Let's walk over here and see this Von picture. I know it's a lot of ops on this. I'm letting y'all see where I'm at. Why is this black truck still right here? Man. Watch that truck. Watch that truck right there.